If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. What? Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We're in the midst of the River Roth birthday. Shout out to the big homie River. River has been someone who God has brought into my life. I've learned a lot from homie. We've fought a lot. River has shown me the virtue of patience. River has shown me the virtue of turning the other cheek. River has shown me the virtue of not always having to have the last word in a conversation. The biggest thing that River has taught me is to have compassion. And I'm a very, very, very difficult person to get along with. So I appreciate anybody that can find a way to maintain that kind of patience with an individual like me for such a long time. And I mean that genuinely, Riv. For real. So, anyway, just wanted to say that. Happy birthday to River Roth.
Bring the little cake that you made.
Come over here.
Bring the candle thing.
Oreo, come here. And Riv, Oreo has something as well.
Come here. Bring it over here.
He's got blocks and stuff.
He was singing a little birthday song. Come here.
Any day now, Yarasul. What is... Okay.
He'll explain it. Come here.
All right.
Are we on the last song?
Yeah, this is the last song.
Okay.
Hopefully, River...
That's good, buddy. Come here.
I just talked about how patient. Okay. Come
over
over here. All right, you want to tell him what it is?
Yeah, candles.
It's candles.
It's candles. Oh, yeah. Is this the fire? The candles for the birthday? Are we going to sing?
Yeah.
Okay, name is River. Ready?
Happy birthday to you.
Sing.
Happy birthday.
Sing.
Are you going to sing with us?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday, dear River. Happy birthday to you. See, here's your candles, bro. Blow them out. That was so cool. All right, get out of here. How long? Give me a kiss.
No, it was cute.
That was very
Kiss
nice.
Daddy.
There it goes. I love you. Go ahead.
Here you go, buddy. Here's your flames.
All right.
All right. The last song.
The last.
Not to be confused with the end of the stream.
Yes, not
we know how much the reviews aren't over in 10 minutes, so we still have plenty to go. All right, the last song is called "Last Call in Jonestown."
Last Call in Jonestown.
River says the final song tonight, the title track off of what I think might be the best album under the name Polkadot Cadaver, a song about the cult run by Jim Jones. Todd Smith's lyrics often reference serial killers, cults, murderers.
That's why he was talking about Charles Manson.
Yes,
remember that?
Yep. Such as Son of Sam, Jim Jones, etc. While also referencing pop idols. One will note of the shirts they sell is that all have famous dead people on them, such as David Bowie,
Prince, Marilyn Monroe, the Unabomber, or Jim Jones on them. Outside of the Knives Out track, all these they performed on the 11th. All right, here we go. What's the name of this song again? It's Jonestown. Last Call in Jonestown. Didn't we do a song called Jonestown Tea or something like that? All right, here we go. River Ross birthday, bitches. Let's do this shit. Let's go.
I am a witness to heaven's by light. Joy ends now.
account is up and running now. We are selling our formula officially. It's amazing stuff from Europe.
Maine in Germany. Sold in America.
Highest standards there are. In America, the standards haven't been updated since 1980. It's super weird, like older than me. In Europe, they update safety standards basically every year. This formula is top notch, great for the stomach, great for constipation. This is a great product. If you happen to want to purchase it and join us on our journey, then grab the link in the description. If you do and leave a review for us, send me a screenshot at vinandsori@gmail.com of your review after you have received the product. We will put your name in a hat. Song reviews are going to come out by some of the people that have left reviews. Don't forget to send us a screenshot of your review once you get the product. Now a word from our mascot dressed as a pirate, Fuji.
Ah! It's a steal of a deal.
Woo!
Okay, pull up the
Them
lyrics,
boys,
please.
them boys, whew. Those guys are a problem, bro. This was such a good song. The metal in here was like, Riv was right. Like when they decide they want to get heavy, like nobody can really deal with this band. This band is crazy. Like it's crazy to me how talented this group is. This dude is. I'm giving him too much credit. I mean, it's the entire band, right? I mean, he's not the one that's writing all the what do you call it? But holy shit, there's a really cool. It's kind of an idea that we thought about, like, because I've been accused of being a cult leader so many times that, like, I always say, like, nobody ever does one of these documentaries from the perspective of the cult leader.
Yeah.
Because there's never a discussion as to maybe these cult leaders found themselves the leaders of cults and had no intention of doing that. Like, there's the assumption that if you're a cult leader, you did that shit on purpose. Like, people don't understand, like, the concept that, has it ever occurred to you that people want cults?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like,
I agree. Yeah.
Like,
People. Yeah.
I mean,
I've definitely witnessed it. People want it.
You even see with Jesus, like, it said they wanted to make him king by force.
Right. Right.
Like, and so, like, the human psychology of wanting a human leader that has godlike knowledge, which you have to assume about a person if you're just going to slavishly listen to everything they say, to the point where you will literally take your own life on their command. Like, you have to, there's a lot of shit that has to go on psychologically to get to that point. And the idea that it's only the cult leader that, you know, creates that atmosphere. Like, there's no, like, research into the idea that maybe the cult leader is just as much of a victim of the cult as the people in the cults are. Like, there's nobody's thinking that way.
Yeah, but I think that you're talking about your experiences, because people have, you never wanted a cult, and we're watching this thing, like, basically like how to become a cult leader. Right. So it's kind of like an ironic way of doing it, right? Because they'd be like, next you'll have to do this, and then they like bring up something else crazy that these cult leaders all have in common, and like there's similarities with like your like the way that you execute things that like matches the cult leaders. However, there are things that like don't match. Like, you don't get benefit from your cult followers. Like, they benefit from you. So you're working the cult thing wrong, babe.
Yeah, I lose a lot of money and a lot of sleep.
That's so bad. Cults. Yeah, and time.
Yeah.
But
I just think that there's got to be one of them, David Koresh, one of these people, where it was like, because initially when people react to you that way, it's like, oh, holy shit, this is cool. People like me. But then, like, that first moment when you realize that people are obsessed with you, and they'll literally, like, jump off a bridge if you tell them, that's a terrifying moment. That's when you're like, holy shit, this thing is spun out way farther. And then they get so attached to you that it's almost like you can't leave without some sort of consequence. So it's just, like, you saw what happened when I tried to, like, create some distance with people.
You weren't even leaving.
Absolutely crazy. I wasn't even leaving.
You just said, I'm not going to see you for this amount of days.
Right.
Like, because they were used to seeing you multiple. They were used to seeing you multiple times a week, and he said one of the days I won't be there. Yeah. And people melted down. They were angry. They were cried. It was.
Oh yeah, people cried. People said they hated me. All type of shit. So it was like, I
Hey,
was
Sadie.
seeing what was going on. What's up, Sadie? I was seeing what was going on, and I think terrified is probably but it was one of those things where I was
Jarring.
like, I was looking down into the future, and I'm like, I don't see a way out of this situation.
There wasn't.
And that's what really like kind of screwed me up in the situation. Was like, I'm like, yo, there's no way to get out of this. So like, I could imagine like somebody in like some doomsday cult that likes to say crazy shit and just to get people whatever, and then like, because sometimes like as the leader you'll just say something. And then if people like jump on it, like, yeah, let's do that. Let's just smack 5 random people. Like, whoa, wait a second. And then they go out and do it. We did it for you. It's kind of like having a dog, and the dog comes back with like a rat, like at the door, like as an offering.
Cats,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, thanks, man. But
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So like I obviously I think that in the Jonestown situation, it was probably ran completely by, Jim Jones and all that. I think that's true for the majority of them. But I do think that there are people that get put in cult-like situations and don't know how to extricate themselves. And yeah, I'm talking about my own personal experience because it's happened on multiple occasions.
I really
Riv
think
says,
that
I don't know, man. The cult practices like love and hate bombing folks to make them dependent as part of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
they
again,
like love bombing folks. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's love and hate bombing. But again, it's like when you go to Nikisha's church, they'll quote love bomb you, but they're genuine. Like they'll come up to you, hug you, what's your name?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And they're not trying to do anything like nefarious. That's just how they are. Nikisha, they're all
no. But that's a whole group of people that are. There's a certain type of personality that's that charismatic. I mean, you have that charismatic personality. It's just your big fail babe is you don't try to benefit off the people. Like literally, they just suck the life out of you, and then finally.
I don't want to characterize it that way. People just suck the life out of me. Like,
I saw it.
I had a lot of great moments with people.
You did.
I don't want to characterize the thing that way. It was just
the cult-like aspects of it were like
very
that.
imbalanced, and I could not find a way to get out of the situation. And all I'm saying is, like, I do think that there's at least one or two, like Manson, for example, was a CIA tool. Really, I mean, that's come out. That's open source. Like the CIA did a lot of that shit. So it wasn't just, I'm Charles Manson and I'm going to start this cult. Like he was specifically chosen by the CIA. And he was an operative for those guys.
See, like that
the agency guys are operatives, and then the D boys are operators. Okay, just don't want to make anybody mad, but go because I got an email. That's not the correct.
Actually.
Okay, so if you're in the agency, you're an operative, and then if you're whatever, you're an operator. Okay, how about that? Okay.
I wonder if there were any like bizarre tactics or things that were used on him to kind of make him the man that the government needed that he then used on those girls.
Yeah, I think, I do think that he had a flair about him. Like, you have to have some sort of charisma. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the other thing is charismatic people, I'm not sure if they know they're charismatic. Like, there were years when I would hear, like, the definition of charismatic. I'm like, oh, yeah, those people. Like, I would have never characterized myself as a charismatic person. So my point is, like,
really?
There's the assumption that these leaders have this sort of self-awareness. Like, I don't, like Obama perfect example for me is Trump. Like, Trump obviously has a cult, but I think he's terrified of it. I don't think that the crazy Ashley Babbitt type MAGA people would get within 5 feet of Trump in the real world. I think he's terrified of those people.
I think you're right.
He'd be like, "Listen, you keep that broad away from me, bro. Like these people are crazy."
You should have used his voice.
Yeah, if I was Trump, I'd be like, "Listen, if that dude's wearing a MAGA hat, keep him the fuck away from me, dude." Like honestly, I feel like Trump is a guy like that started a cult and did not want to do it because. What people have to understand, it's like they're only looking at the ego side of being a cult leader. They're only looking at the ego. So they're like, oh, that would be so big on my ego if all these people were slavishly following me. They're not looking at the other side of it, which is you have to be everything for these people. You have to be their mother, their brother, their sister, their psychologist, their doctor, all types of shit. Like you're the bank. You are everything.
No, babe, that's not how it works for these cult leaders.
You don't
they
know
are not
that.
The I'm watching all of their stories.
You're watching a Netflix. You're watching a half-hour Netflix show.
How much money did Jim Jones give his people? Okay, what's his face? Koresh guy. Who was the guy that Waco Drive guy? Him. He made it so that David Koresh. He made it so all those husbands couldn't have sex with their own wives. He had sex with all their wives. Well, they did nothing. He was benefiting off of them. Like
I'm not saying that dudes don't benefit.
You just said that they had the wallet.
What I'm saying is the focus is on the ego kick and not on all the things that the cult leader has to give.
Yes, but I don't believe the cult leader is giving that
to the followers.
I think you did that.
Marshall Applewhite went along with them and killed themselves. Jim Jones went along and killed himself.
You just said the wallet. That means that he's giving like his own finances.
What's rarer, somebody to give their life or their wallet?
No, I think he believed his own stuff.
Well, what's rarer though?
It's rarer to give your own life for something, but he believed it. So then it loses its significance.
I don't know if he believed it or not.
You think he let himself die and he didn't know?
I've seen people die over real dumb shit for sure. You would be surprised.
What do you mean?
People have died over the stupid. I've told you some of the stupid shit that I told you. There's 12 dudes ended up dying because dude was all egomaniacal and all types of shit and drove himself into a bad situation that everybody and their mother told him not to.
Yep,
and not only did he die, 11 other people died with him. My point is simply to say, when we think about cult leader, we're only thinking about one side of it, which is for example, Trump, in order to start his cult, he absolutely took a pay cut. To be the president, he took a pay cut.
Yes, but again, you just listed that Trump he's not like with all of this with his followers.
He doesn't.
Okay.
But he got elected, so there's nothing he could do.
Exactly. And he's giving his money. Whoa, that's following the same pattern. People followed you religiously, and you gave your money too. But then there are other people who only benefit off of their people.
I understand that. What I'm saying is that guy who's only benefiting and not giving anything is a stereotype that people who have never been cult leaders assume about the cult leader. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You're assuming that. People were looking at me and nobody would say, oh, that guy's paying most of it.
No.
Nobody would assume that.
No.
So if you just went with the assumption, it's like, oh, this dude's around a bunch of girls all the time, blah, blah, blah. Everybody loves him, yada, yada. But they didn't know what I was actually dealing with. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when Trump got elected, I think he was just as surprised as all of us.
Oh, I think so too.
And I think he's just too big of a...
Go back and watch the video. He looked surprised.
Yeah, I just think he's too much of an egomaniac to say, I don't really want the job, give it to the girl. He wasn't going to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, the thing just, like, takes off and takes a life of its own. Like, you hear rock stars talk about it all the time when they finally get to that status. And all I'm saying is, like, definitely, like, the cult leader benefits from the cult for sure. But, like... there are some costs to being a cult leader. It's a reason why they end up dying a lot of the time. I mean, think about it. I think they're just like, man, I'm tired of this shit. I just want to end this shit. I can't deal with this shit no more. And, like, they get out of there.
I mean, I do think that there has to be a conversation on the flip side because, like, when I saw people around you and the way that they got, like, it was not everybody was like this, but some people got extremely, like, obsessed. And so I think that there is something to be said of people wanting a cult leader. They want somebody that they can prop up and they can say, this is our leader and let's follow him and let's not have to think stuff through. Let's just, run it through the grid of whatever he has to say.
Right. And I was constantly trying to tell people, think for yourself. Think for yourself. What would happen if I died in a car accident? You're going to have to open the Bible and figure some shit out. If I'm dead, like, I say all the time, like, I'm not going to be around you guys forever. And then I get like 15 people. Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Blah, blah, blah.
You missed the point. Only heard you weren't going to be there. Oh my gosh.
Well, that was the point, though. Like, I was trying to prepare people because I was like,
but they weren't worried about the preparation. All they focused on was that their leader wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think Trump just likes people. I agree with that. I think he genuinely likes people. And genuinely has a curiosity about people. Like my friend,
that's how you are.
My friend worked on security detail for Trump. He said, and he's black, like he's like in the hood, Bronx dude, black. And he's like, yo, he was like the coolest. Like he said, he had more problem with some of the rock bands than Trump, as far as like attitude and shit. Like, and this was after he became the president. So that's why I was like, he's not the guy that you guys are saying that he is. Like, he does terrible things, all, but he's not the guy that you're saying. Because I know people that are working as security detail. Like, he's not what you're saying he is. You know what I'm saying? But to Amy's point, it's true. Like, she used to see him a lot, and he would just wave to people all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think a lot of that about, like, cult leaders. I think, like, what would happen if so-and-so was, like, in a different world, like a different timeline, and was able to harness those powers for good. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people that can find ways to harness that energy for good. I think
that's why I don't think they wanted to. I think that they wanted to benefit off the people.
Well,
and then I do agree with you.
You're speaking from a complete position of not knowing what it's like. Bro.
No, I don't know what it's like, but I saw it happening. I don't, but I saw it from somebody who didn't want that.
You don't know the intentions of people, though.
What do you mean?
Like, if you see one dude and there's like 5 girls around him, you're gonna think, "Oh, we know what's going on with that dude."
I'm talking about the Waco Drive guy. He made his intentions clear. He had sex with everybody's wife, and they couldn't have
that.
it.
Evolved over time. That evolved over time. I get what you're saying. I'm saying that there are cult leaders who the stereotype is exactly right. What I'm saying is there are some cult leaders that are just carried away with it, and the train is going, and they don't know how to get off. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you, and I'm sure that even the cult leaders that wanted it and that do want it, I'm sure that they have times where they're like, "Holy shit, this is overwhelming. These people are constantly after me. Like, they don't have any space."
Yeah, it's
like
tough.
Some of the. Who was that guy that the Nexium guy?
Nexium, yeah.
Like him?
Steve something or other, yeah. Weird guy.
Yeah. Who's Steve Koresh? Did we just?
But you know, he was knocking out 30, 40 girls, and these are like upper middle class, like you know, like I that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. I get it.
Say it like that
because I understand how it looks that he's got all these women, but I'm telling you. He paid a heavy price for that. You saw how all those people are around him every single day. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit is. I'm sure he was able to justify what he was doing with them girls and saying, like, "Hey, I'm putting out so much, whatever. This is my just dessert."
When I saw the documentary and like the people were always around him because you're the guy, you're the one.
He couldn't even play volleyball without people harassing. And these are like famous people, millionaires, and they were like.
That would I am not cult leader material anyway. Like,
you're absolutely cult leader material. That teal swan girl. The thing is that there's a certain combination that you haven't tapped into that I'm never going to show you. But you absolutely you'd be the worst one of all time. You'd be the worst cult leader of all time, and that's why later, Kai. That's why I'm not even telling you. But if you unlock that superpower, it's over for everybody. Very interesting discussion. 9.8 for me. This is my favorite song. It's my favorite song.
I did actually the other day thought of an actually great way to do a cult. I'm not going to do it.
Tell me later.
I will. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good idea.
Right, anyway, dear listener.
Okay. So this one, I'm giving this one a 9.6. I definitely have a different view of the band for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad that you gave us these selections because I think I like them. And I didn't expect that. It's funny because when I was downloading the songs, I was like, "Oh no, there's a lot by this band. I don't know how this is gonna go." But yeah, I was surprised.
All right.
What about you? What did you give this one?
I told everybody I gave it a 9.8. But you don't know because you weren't paying attention to me.
No, I was thinking about my cult. Let me know if you want to join. It's going to be fun.
All right.
Yeah, well, Riv, I hope that you have a great rest of the night. Glad that you guys celebrated
the betterment of mankind. This guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, we have a special bonus song on the other side of the break. There's this dude named Oliver Anthony. He wrote a song called "I Want to Go Home," and our good friend, Ascender Prime, has purchased this review. So on the other side of the break, we will be reviewing "I Want to Go Home" by Anthony Oliver. Ascender, you're gonna have to tell me if you're okay with us doing the official version. I can do the official version if you want. You know what the deal is, so I don't know if the homie's gonna block us. I hear that he's turning down $8 million record deal. So
Why?
I mean, I don't know. I just heard. They wanna sign dude. So it's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, chat. Who do you think is a better cult leader, Sori or Vin?
we should. Can you pull up YouTube? We can put a poll.
We'll put a poll on
Please,
that.
you would be a better cult leader than me. Although, if I really tapped in, no, I think my idea is better. Because you don't want to be a cult leader. I don't want to be a cult leader either, but this actually would be a pretty fun type of cult to do. I'd be actually really good at this.
Oh